Hey guys, it's Biggie. You're in my kitchen. Guess what we're doing today? Beef and pea pods. We're going to use New York strips for the beef, but it's a quick dish. It doesn't take long. It's just a couple little dishes. Now, here we go. I'll show you what we're going to use. All right, guys, here we go. This is our little thing for today. We're going to do beef and pea pods. Don't be intimidated. It ain't that hard. Instead of using flank steak, I'm using 2 strip steaks. Over here we have a ½ pound of fresh pea pods. We have green onions. We have a ½ cup, just about a ½ cup of soy sauce, low sodium, with 3 tablespoons of sherry, dry sherry in it. And in this little cup here, this little mixture, is 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and about half teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger root. So we'll be back in a second. I'm going to go slice these up nice and thin and get them ready, and we'll make this happen. Let's do it. All right, guys, got this pan getting hot. I have 3 tablespoons in there of sesame oil. And all I'm waiting to do is to get it warm. I have it set on hot right now. Induction cooktop. We want to basically throw the snow peas in there and brown them quickly, just about a minute. Then we'll start doing the meat. So I can smell it, so I'm going to say it's hot enough. It actually goes pretty quick, this particular dish. Really not hard. Let's move that around. We have to get it all coated up. That's always an essential. Don't be intimidated. This stuff is really easy. The whole idea is to make it look really hard so you feel good about going out and paying through the nose for it. So we're going to give that about a minute, minute and a half. You just want to try and get a little bit of color and warm them up. The snow peas, you know, they're always crunchy when you have that dish, the beef and pea pods, I'm sure you have. You know, if you're making it at home, you know, spicing it up a little bit, but using a better grade of meat. Now, you can use the flank steak, but quite honestly, nothing like the New York strip or even filet to do that. Okay, we're getting a little color. Let this side go a little bit. And all we're going to do, we're going to transfer this back into the bowl that it was in. I already mixed up the sauce, which wasn't just nothing but the soy sauce, sherry, and the 3 ingredients in the dish. Yeah, I think that is a go on this. You just dump this stuff back into the bowl. Okay. Now we're going to go right back on here. Get that fired up. We're going to start adding the meat. You do add the meat a little at a time. It's pretty much in 2 batches. You'll see what I'm talking about. Good. Pan stays hot. Same thing, the meat's going to go pretty quick. So what we're going to do is just going to add it in a layer. You take about 1/3 of the sauce and you marinate the meat in that while you're getting everything hot and ready. Remember, always clean your snow peas. That's a necessity. There's a big strip in the back of them. We'll get 1 steak added in, and then we'll flip these in about a minute or so. Pretty much by the time I get done loading them in, they'll be ready to turn over. And just cut them real thin. And the thinner they are, the faster they cook, the more tender they're going to be anyway. And that's the whole idea of using a better grade of meat. I trim these up. I kept maybe 1% of the outside fat on the strip steaks on, just to have a little bit of additional flavor, but not too much. Maybe 1 or 2 more on there, and then we'll flip them over and go again. First, we'll move this. Just want to move them around before I flip them. You want to get that oil to transfer a little bit onto the meat. Alright, so now we're going to get out some pepperonis, and we're going to flip them and get them out of the way. We'll do the next batch. Okay, that's exactly how you want them. You see that? Slightly brown on each side. Not hard. To use a more inexpensive piece of meat, you know, if your budget's a little tight or whatever, or if you just like meat that has a little bit more texture to it, you can always velvet the meat. If you don't know what that is, just message me. I'll tell you how to do it. Or you can look it up on the internet. It's pretty much a straightforward process. You cut your meat, you get it ready, you bathe it in some baking soda, fridge for 30 minutes. You gotta rinse it really, really well. And that's it. Dry it off and rinse it again, and dry it off, rinse it again, so you do 3 rinses on it. And that really does something to the meat, and that's what you get with you go to Chinese places, how their chicken always tastes different from what you'd make at home. That's exactly why. All their chicken's velveted all the time. The meat's also velveted because they use eye of the round, you know, the less expensive cuts of meat. Obviously, they're there to make a profit, and not out there to give it away. Okay, so this has all been turned around. What I'm going to do, when that's done, I'm going to move this right on top of the pea pods. Now we're going to add in some of the green onion, about half of it, half per load. That's it. Move this around. Okay. Pan's really hot. It's at 425 degrees, so it's doing its job. That's for darn sure. Right, so now, put this meat over in here. We'll get the next one out. I'll do this as quick as I can. I don't want to lose any heat on this pan. I usually do this in a wok, but I can't do that in this particular case because my wok won't work on the induction cooktop. So, all right, let's get this meat back in there. Here's the rest of the other meat. And then once this is done, we're just going to add the other stuff in. We're going to simmer it for a few minutes. I already got rice on the stove going. So we'll be ready to roll. Use jasmine rice, it's usually the best. It has much better flavor. And it tends to absorb flavor a little bit better than some others. Speaking of that, I need to do that. Stir that rice real quick. Okay. There we go. The heat's there, man. You see the oil popping away. All right, get that going. All right. All right. Let that roll for a minute. Put that timer on the rice. All right, that's boiling. Tip this over in a minute. There we go. Going quick. This is what I'm talking about right here. Good eating. Okay, get that going. We're going to throw some more onion on this. Do it always in batch. Kind of want to layer it out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do the best. So right back in with everything. And you gotta love gloves, right? And here we're going to put in the rest of the sauce. Get it all out. Alright. Done with this glove. Don't need to use that no more. Get that out of the way. Alright. So, now we got it going on. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this thing down to low. I'm going to cover it. It's going to simmer for about 5 minutes or so while the rice finishes up. Doesn't get much easier than that. Okay, so when we're done, we'll plate it up and we'll do the ceremonial bite. Alright guys, this thing is ratty. So, before I do that, let me plate. I'll plate that up in a second. What we do over here, nice and hot, it's all there. Add in a little bit of pinch of red pepper when it's all done, okay? Just a little bit. Probably less than 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'd say maybe a 16, or just grab a couple little pieces out of your fingertips like I just did. You want to mix that up. It'll flavor up fast. And there we go. Stuff's done literally pretty quick. So, let me plate it up. We'll get ready for that ceremonial. And I did use jasmine rice. So, here we go. Let's do it this way. I don't feel like making a bigger mess than I need to. And a little bit of juice. Oh yeah. There you go. There's plenty here. I'm just gonna do a normal serving for now. I could always have more, right? So there you have it. Give it a little garnish on top. A little bit more of that fresh green onion. And there you go. Look how beautiful. Alright guys, here it is. My Friday night special. I don't know if you like beef and pea pods, but I sure the heck do. And I'm going to have a bite with a little bit of everything on it, because that's the way you're supposed to eat it. Why go out? Just good as it gets. That's it. You guys have a good night. Take care of each other.